this second experience, it came more like a wave of impressions. I wasn't really so much so like visuals. I didn't really see much, but I got some impressions, and I wanted to share with everybody that. Um, so when I started singing the NUUU, there's a little bit of background. When I started singing the NUUU, I was very excited by all of everything. I was like a kid, and seeing the world for the first time. And I would share a lot of my experiences with my parents and the sister, and like people that I knew at the time and whatever. Um, and I couldn't see at that time that they really didn't want to hear it. It was kind of too much for their personal selves. And anyway, so with that being said, I learned a little bit over time that okay, they kind of don't want to hear it. I have to kind of like dance with them in a sense. And so, anyways, it came to me as an impression that when I share certain experiences or when I share certain things and whatever, and not just myself, but anybody, when you're really referring to the isness and certain things, that there might arise a certain kind of like a jealousy, or what is the word, like a spite for what we present. And of course, that's kind of like the reptilians and the control. They don't want people to wake up, so they kind of influence them to have these funny little attitudes about whatever it is that we're sharing. But anyways, Rebisar was kind of showing me, like, when you're sharing with people, you have to remember that they don't have the references of indifference and detachment. That's not the way they've set themselves up. The way they've set themselves up is according to the world, the earth, the social systems, the religion, the this and that, or maybe they act like their favorite actress or actor. However they go about their business. So when you're sharing, you always have to share from a point of being, a point of isness. He said, kind of like, don't waste your time talking to their personal self, the flesh, body, and the mind. You want to talk to their true self, because the personal mind and thoughts won't understand it anyways. And then that's how you kind of help cut through their attitudes, because as soon as you say something to them, they're already being flooded with suggestion. And that was referenced before in a previous Skype, of when you share something with somebody, kind of instantly their mind goes off or tries to get in the way of, oh, I think I know this about that. And so he was kind of just reiterating that to me, or going over that again with me, that so that's very important, that when you're sharing anything, especially stuff with the real guidance, and pointing people to the isness, that you do it from a very detached and indifferent standpoint, and talk to their true self. So that way, at least maybe they take it in on a subconscious level, because again, consciously they're coming up with this and that, or they don't, or they think it's funny, whatever. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to share that. So just kind of go over it again briefly, that whenever we're sharing anything, we always have to relate to their true self and be very indifferent and centered in the isness as best as we can with our intent. So I wanted to share that.
Yeah, that's so Jeremy, and it kind of becomes automatic as you speak, uh, the way you do with what you know, you see? And so, yes, the personal self is there, but it goes hand in hand with the real awareness because it's getting it. And the personal self, well, it's going to have its ideas, which is fine, but it's still got it. You see, it's still got it in its memories, and it may forget it consciously. And it takes many, many times going over the same thing, just like when we were young and learning the ABCs. It takes many, many, many times. And even as adults, what do we really know, about this world that we're in and what's taking place? So that's where the patience comes in, and we just do what we do. We present the best we can, and then, yeah, you just let it be. And also, if you're going to write up what I said, you get the basic ideas. Go ahead and edit it how you want it. It's fine. You got the basic idea there. And it is a lot because reality is unseen with the personal self. The personal self cannot see reality, cannot recognize it. That's the real awareness when it decides to come around and starts to learn to recognize it, you see. So it's like a diver underwater. He can see in front of him, but he doesn't necessarily see the sharks following him afterwards, or the big whales or something like that. He's got to decide to turn around and look in back of himself. In other words, people have to decide to see more than their mind, and that's the intuitive part that we have that helps us gain the insight to recognize this invisible reality that we already is. So it's a process, and for the most part, as the person is operating the personal self, they got things to do, they got their life, they got to make a living, and etc. So they're going to put that on the back burner, if ever, because that's huge to recognize that. And even if they do, where does it relate to their personal life? See, as long as their personal life is first, well, even if they do happen to in some way have an experience or even subtly recognize this reality, as long as their personal self is first with their intent, well, it's like, okay, but it's a flash in the pants experience, just like the experiences that we have, they come and go. And so as long as the intent is not there and you make it your life, well, it doesn't exist, does it? Yeah, it's just a dream, a passing dream, like anything. So in other words, if a person wants a new house, if they don't work to get it, it's not going to happen. It's just a passing dream that eventually you forget and you just say, oh, the heck with it. It's too much effort or whatever. So it does take the effort to step up and to just be a real person that is ready to do it. And that's huge. And this is where over the years, over the last 50 years since I've been out in the public, I've seen so many people come and go because it is a lot. And maybe they'll come back later, etc. Who knows, or other lifetimes. And we've had this too, because it is a lot. And as you have that real position, just like the sun shining, and it's watched us, you might say, through lifetimes. It's unconcerned. We are the deciders. And this is what people don't know. They are the deciders, but they've been taught that authorities, someone has to tell them what to do. Yeah, they can be smart people. They can have degrees. They can have their own business and think that, oh, I work for myself. No, you don't. You work for the social structure, just like everybody else. Your position just appears differently, but it's a mind thing, and they cling to that idea thinking it's very special. Or people that want to give up their citizenship because their name is in all capital letters and all these things and think that that's going to make a difference. No, we're all spied upon here. That's it. It's really kind of silly, these ideas where we kind of hide with ourselves in our own mind, thinking that, oh, they're not going to see me because, I don't have a driver's license anymore. I gave that up with my all my capital letters. It's all silly stuff, and they know that. They set up these games, and they know people play these things, and they like to play the game. They like to watch people be silly. And so again, what people are really doing, no matter what they do like that, they're looking to the authority. That's the difference. So again, they're attached to the authority as opposed to dealing with it creatively and having the awareness to see that, this is a big game and we'll deal with it because we can help others become more aware because this is what life is. And so, but that's a big decision. And so you're not going to get it in one mouthful. It's going to take a lot. So you give them a little bit. The basic idea has always been give them a book to read, see what they think of it, have them look at their, dream visions, the real side, see what's going on there, and see if they're interested. Let them have their free will. Let them have their free will. We're not used car salesmen. We're presenters. We promote people who want to be wonderful. Yeah. Thank you, Jeremy. Like yourself. Thank you.